This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
This episode is brought to you in part by these network sponsors.
Shouldn't having conversations with your money be easy? Easier than counting the planets, at least. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Oh, what happened to Pluto? Did it offend someone? F&M Trust is here to help you have better conversations with your money. Go bank it easy at fmtrust.bank.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 126 of Beers in the Lot. Just a quick mention here real fast. If you haven't already, you should check out our merchandise store at beersinthelot.com/shop. There's shirts and some other merch, so check it out. Also, come jump in the Discord at beersinthelot.com/discord. We're in there literally all the time, talking about hockey with other listeners, posting memes, and just generally wasting time. So come check it out. So in this one, me and the guys started off by talking about jerseys, particularly our jerseys that we're going to be wearing to the Wally Ice Fest. We also talked about the World Junior Championship Tournament, and we rounded off talking about Chris Bourque's jersey retirement. So here we go. Let's crack those beers.
Damn, Rigsby, what are you drinking?
I have an imported beer from the True North, strong and free.
Nice.
I have the best Pilsner in North America, Steam Whistle.
It is.
Nice.
Look at the golden color.
Yeah, look at that.
it. Look at it. Looks a lot like the front of this sweater. Looks good.
Yeah.
It's a nice little sweater you got there.
That is a
Yeah.
nice sweater.
Yeah, you too.
What a
Oh,
sweater.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you have, Danny?
So I have another banger tonight. 2022 best craft brewery in the country. Fiddlehead Brewing Company out of Vermont. And I am drinking a Second Fiddle Double IPA. Very good beer. What do you got tonight, Aaron, in your nice looking sweater there?
Thank you. That is a fine sweater that you have as well. Tonight, out of Great Lakes Brewing Company, I've got a Dortmund Gold Lager. It's a Dortmunder style lager, it says. It's balanced and smooth. It says
No
on the
more
can,
explanation
you know?
needed.
That's
Yeah.
it's about all I
Explanation enough.
got to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, John? That's a fine garment that you are wearing, I must
thanks.
say.
We got a round of nice garments for the boys, yeah. Playoffs. It's a hazy orange creamsicle IPA from Evil Genius. I believe it is a gypsy beer. Eric and I were talking about it earlier because I was looking at the can, where it was canned, where it was brewed, etc. So we may have a, do not can me, gypsy situation on our hand.
Yes, some beers are brewed and canned by other breweries than the originating manufacturer of the beer for distribution purposes. So, especially when it's canned, because not a lot of brewers have canning lines in their breweries. So they'll have what is sometimes referred to as gypsy breweries brew and can for them.
Do they have any spells?
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for somebody to do the Borat too. Man, somebody gonna do it, please.
But everyone is dressed really well tonight. This is great, even though we're audio only.
Yeah, even though we're audio only.
But you will see the beer screenshot picture, and you will see the new Beers in the Lot sweaters that will be part of our uniforms at the Wally Ice Fest Pond Hockey Tournament.
Yes,
So,
good job, John.
Yes, very good
Sweaters
job.
look phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent
I
style.
had a lot of help. Laying the sarcasm on super thick. No, once again, kudos to my father for designing our logo.
Yeah, killer logo.
Our podcast, even though like we like the name and we have a good kind of legacy logo, if you will. I'll refer to it as that. It doesn't look awesome on a jersey, unfortunately. This logo looks better on, I think moving forward, it would look great on a hat.
Yes.
On
I want a hat.
Hockey jerseys, on tank tops, things of that nature. So yeah, I think, you know,
who the hell is wearing a tank top?
I don't know. I mean, geez, like why? Are
What about fanny packs?
you know, speaking of, yeah. You mean cross body bags, sir? This is 2020.
No, I absolutely mean fanny packs. You know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it is.
You're just wearing it the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it is. Yeah, this logo moving forward probably will look better on some different merch, or merch in general, just because it's a little more simpler, and I dig it. Jerseys turned out well.
Yeah, they sure did. These are just the homes. You also got the aways.
Those are the homes. Yeah, we got roads. We got the road whites. Which, if anyone ever tells me point blank, oh, home wears white, get the hell out of here. I'm drop kicking that person.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Either way.
You can tell the difference in the teams. Mission accomplished.
All right. I think some teams, like we were just watching Seattle and Montreal, right? And so Montreal had their reverse retros, and Seattle had their standard away white uniforms on, and their white uniforms are the best. That's the best one for Seattle. Like the dark blue looks cool, but the white just looks better on the ice, I think.
Agreed.
And on TV.
I think some teams have a lot of white, like and I understand the whole idea, like you need it a little different, and it has to be, main parameter is white. I get it. But like Seattle, like the socks are like 90% a different color. They have the navy pants, and then with the striping on the sleeves, it's like I wouldn't even call it a full white sweater. It just looks super clean, and it's also different compared to like a lot of the teams. Like Pittsburgh has their road white, and it just has like a little different piping, and it's white with the logo. I like it. I like more of the traditional black and yellow of Pittsburgh. That's more what I'm looking for when I look at that. Caps have that road white, which is great. I always thought I actually like Detroit's uniforms in general. I don't like their whites. I love the reverse retro though. The black with the red. That's a snazzy looking. But yeah, in terms of road whites, like Seattle is top.
Does anybody do white pants?
No.
So
Vegas, right?
No, they're gray and black.
When Washington came in the league, they had white pants with the red.
They did, yeah.
With the red sweaters and socks, and they stopped using them. Like I think it was after the first season, or like even part way through the first season,
right?
Because they would just get stained with sweat and grossness,
Yeah.
Well, I know they've
much harder to maintain.
I know teams have done white shells, like for like stadium series games and reverse retro stuff, or not reverse retro, but like let's call it jersey grab, money grab, sweaters,
thirds or alternates,
alternates, whatever you want to call it. So they've done whites, because I know was it a few years ago when Toronto came down for the stadium series at the Naval Academy. They had white shell.
Had like all white.
It was all white.
All white. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then the stadium series, when LA played Colorado, they had white shells. They also had those chrome buckets. That was pretty sick. Those are the only ones that come to mind right off the top with white.
Toronto had all white, like the TSN camera guy at World Juniors.
Did you see like do you see like that guy, I guess in one of the games in Halifax, like there were people in the stands dressed up in the all white?
Yes, there was like 3 guys.
There were kids. There were kids with signs and everything.
That was
like,
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
Every time we went out there, they were like, they're pointing at us. Yeah.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Riggs, do you have any, or Danny, do you have any takeaways from World Juniors? Anything?
Go back to Riggs.
Okay.
I will say that the first goal that was called back for the U.S. should not have been called back.
Yeah, that was a homer call.
The second one was correct.
Yeah.
But that first, so that the goalie interference call, that would have made it 3-1 at that point, I think.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
USA just fell apart after that, and they couldn't get it back. So that was it. It was over.
Yeah.
I actually stopped watching after Canada went up 3-2 or 4-2. After that, I was like, this is over. It's done.
Yeah, I was a little upset. I almost feel like the last couple of years, like Team USA, it's like little stuff they do in those big games. And like for some odd reason, that USA team, the one thing that everyone, like every game I watched, felt like every time they had a goal scored against, it was always like stuff in front of their own net. Like they got the first guy that came to the net, they didn't get the secondary person that was skating into that area, or a rebound, it's a loose puck or something. And like the first goal that Bedard went, little guy on the ice. Yeah, he's a short king. I get it. But like, how's that guy going to go to that part of the net, like right in front, and just have an uncontested stick?
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't happen. I mean, I know he's Connor Bedard. That's the one thing of the other thing of the tournament, like Shane Wright, poo-poo pants, whatever. Connor Bedard. No, really. Cause like the way I look at it, Shane Wright, like the table was set, even though it was essentially deemed from the beginning as Connor Bedard's tournament. Shane Wright had everything he needed to like really explode, really put some confidence in his system. And he came away with like what, 8 points, like that, 9 points, which to me, I'm like, meh, like nothing spectacular. Connor Bedard, like the sense is there. He already has an elite level shot. He moves exceptionally well. And once he cleans up some of like the risky stuff in his game, like he's going to be, I think he's going to be.
What'd you see on his debut game back to the WHL?
6 points.
Yep, 6 points.
4 goals, 2
assists.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I was watching Minnesota and St. Cloud were on. So Snuggerud and Cooley were playing for Minnesota and everything, and they were kind of struggling coming back and playing it. Now,
man,
it was 3 versus 4 at the time in the rankings, so it was tight game, but they were kind of struggling, getting their chances and stuff, and they looked frustrated coming back from World Juniors and playing for their team there, which was I thought that was kind of interesting. Going back to USA though, you were mentioning like they look soft in the middle, especially defensively. What was wild to watch was when they were dominating in that first period of that semifinal, they owned the boards. Like any puck that was contested on the boards, they won, and they were able to generate chances off of, or at least get out of their zone or whatever it was, right? And then something happened and the play wasn't there anymore. So I don't know if like the Canadian coaches said, "Hey, look, we gotta get inside more. We gotta, we gotta be inside the dots more," or something like that. And then they did, right? Because they had the skill. But yeah, the thing that I noted watching the beginning of the game was that the USA team was just dominating the wall, and then that led to those two early goals. And then the game completely changed after the goalie interference. But anyway, it's over.
I will say I'm glad Team USA won bronze at least.
Yeah.
Because normally, traditionally in international hockey, like Team USA a few years ago, that one Olympic where we played Canada in the, I forget which it was it Sochi maybe? We played Canada in the semi, lost like 1-0. And then you could tell they were so defeated, they just like totally didn't show up for the bronze medal game. And Finland like blew the socks off of them or something. And it was like, man, you guys could have medal. And I understand like it's gold or bust for I think if you're Sweden, Finland, Canada, USA, and all those IIHF tournaments, so when you end up in the bronze medal, I'm sure it sucks.
Yeah.
Come on, it was an exciting bronze medal game though. So
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
yeah, I watched a good portion of it. I watched
I don't care about that game.
I watched a lot because I like figuring out kids and everything.
I didn't watch any of it. It's very sad.
Why?
I couldn't find it for a half second, and then I was like, I got kids and shit.
You had NHL hockey to watch. You weren't concerning yourself with the kids of tomorrow.
Yeah, I was more worried about the Coyotes Penguins game this past Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Well, thank God they won. I mean, that would have been 7 straight they dropped.
Oof.
We would have had to start,
Yeah, but if you lose against Arizona, that's like losing against 3 teams, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just bad.
They would have gone straight from losing 6 to losing 9.
You should get negative points in the standings.
You should play an NCAA schedule after losing.
God. When the Pens were scoring, though, there was a big old "Let's go Pens" chant.
Oh yeah.
They couldn't even sell out the student section.
Yeah, it's all the retired Yinzers out.
All the
in
retired
Scottsdale.
Yinzers out there. I did see like over the last month, like the visit, they actually aren't in the annex anymore. I guess as of early December, like they actually have visiting accommodations. Even though like the visitors kind of workout / gym area, it looks like a freaking dungeon. Like that place looks like Rocky wouldn't even go in there to train. Like he'd be like, "Hey, go in there. It's too scary."
Well, it's the
Nick.
visitors,
I'm not going
right?
there. But still, like, come on.
Yeah, well, you're just pissing the visitors off. That's why they're getting their bags beat.
Yeah.
that and they're terrible, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. They have been for how long?
Ever.
Ever.
Forever. I just I don't want to talk about it.
We talk about it a lot every week, though.
Yeah.
I
Now
know
we've got our Arizona Coyotes bashing in now for this episode.
Done.
Yeah.
What do we want to move on to next? All right, let's take a quick break and hear from our network sponsors.
Shouldn't having conversations with your money be easy? Certainly easier than spelling conscientious right on the first try. C-O-N-S-H, nope, S-I. S-C? Oh, that C's moonlighting as an H. F&M Trust is here to help you have better conversations with your money. Our investment and trust services team can help make your retirement dreams a reality. Go bank it easy at fmtrust.bank. Let's check the British spelling.
I hear Aaron needs some muscle for Wednesday.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
Yeah,
so
Aaron needs his street
Aaron's
toughs.
big dog in
street
it.
toughs. Yeah.
Aaron's gonna become the East Coast Hans. That's what he's gonna do.
East Coast Hans.
That's right.
Yeah. Over the break, I got a line on a Blade Master sharpener. Something that I've kind of always wanted. So found a sharpening machine, skate sharpening machine, and won an auction for it. So now I've employed the Beers in the Lot podcast plus Ross to
Field
go
reporter
Ross.
Thank
to
you.
to go heft this 800-pound machine onto a trailer and get it back to my my garage. So that's gonna be fun.
We're just gonna use it as training for our pond tournament.
Yeah. This is
the legs feed the wolf.
Or one of us our backs gonna go out.
Yeah,
Either
or
or.
we're gonna lose one of our backs, and then we're just gonna have 5 guys on the pod tournament.
Nah, we'll have 6. The one of them will be drinking.
What do you guys think the over under on herniated discs is going to be? Like, what do you think the line's at? Is it
I don't know.
2.5 minus some plus 2.5? The over under on that?
I have a feeling maybe we'll take some pictures and video while we're doing that. We'll see. Like,
That could be funny.
Be
we'll put
interesting.
it on. Yeah.
I'm just going to say this, Riggs, if you're videoing while all of us are like
No.
I'm dropping that machine on your foot.
Hold still, guys. Hold still, guys. I need to take a picture. Hold still.
No, not like that.
Yeah,
Not like that.
All right, Johnny, put it up over your head.
It's gonna look great for the Instagram, buddy.
Hold it up
awesome.
like you're kissing the cup.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure, it's just like anything else when we all get together, something happens, right?
Yeah.
Like there's always a story or stories. So yeah, whatever.
It'll be
I
fun.
mean, when I told you guys earlier, when I told my parents that that's what we were doing on Wednesday, they were both like, you guys have to record something because something's gonna happen. Right?
Something's gonna go wrong.
Right.
all our shenanigans.
Well, we already, in our own personal Discord, we've shared about 15 different ways to do it. Like we're all professional furniture movers and move 800 pounds of material at all times. We're like, oh, I think this would be good. No, you should do this. Like we're all chiming in like we know.
Right.
We're going to get there and we're going to have no freaking clue.
We need to become friends with a certified forklift operator.
Yes.
Actually,
would
we're
help.
a month early because work is sending me next month.
Are you serious?
Not forklift, but a scissor lift.
We should like totally get like a Moffat, like a truck with a Moffat. That's what we need. That'd be perfect.
It's going to be fun though.
That'll be a trip. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
Does it come with wheels and jigs and everything, or do you got to buy all that separate?
Actually, when I talk to them, they're going to give me boxes of wheels.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to be good for wheels for a long time, I think.
That's what you think.
Wow.
You're resharpen my skates every week.
Yeah.
Well, you have to forego your dinner then if that's what you want.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That's compensation.
My Applebee's dinner. I got to give them my chicken tendies. My chicken tendies
from Applebee's. You will have to forego.
If I have to go to an Applebee's, I will go hungry. I am not going there.
John,
nobody
man.
goes to an Applebee's.
I'm not eating good in that neighborhood. I'll tell you that right now. No freaking way.
Nobody is. That's not the point.
Applebee's. No.
It's cheap drinks in a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can tell you for a fact my family's never been to Applebee's. We've partaken in some OG Olive Garden meals.
Oh yeah.
That's where you get a nice family dinner.
Yeah.
I agree with OG.
Well, when you're there, your family.
When you're there, your family. Exactly.
But also, you
I've
can
heard
cook
that
that
somewhere.
$15 pasta dinner at home for like $3.
True story.
Yeah, right.
And it'll probably
Exactly.
taste better.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it came out of less plastic bags and microwaves. I know. Exactly. Actually, I told you. Well, you guys know. Yeah, I made pierogies a little while ago.
Oh yes. How'd
during
they turn out?
Thanksgiving. Awesome,
Chef
spectacular.
Johnny.
The only thing that sucked is like I know as I've gotten older, like I don't eat as much gluten and carbs as I used to. So what we were doing is throughout the day, because we're testing it to like make sure, and we had like an accidental issue when we were in between actual like stuffing and pressing them to like, boiling it so it actually gets like the base cooking. Some kind of got like half of them just got mangled and whatnot because the way we stacked them, we just didn't think about it. So next time we already know like, oh, we'll do it, less in the initial stuffing process and it'll take longer, but it'll be less waste. We ate like 2 pounds of pierogies between Jess and I. Just like once they were like these balls, like it was so big, and we just like ate them. And then like so we started at like 10, we finished at like 2:30 because we took our time, we did stuff, and like at 4, I like laid on the couch. I was like, I feel like I got a ball of sand in my stomach. I didn't move for like 9 o'clock, and her and I, she's like, we should not do that again. We didn't eat till like dinner the next day because we had so much roast.
So are you making some in the cabin?
That's a tough proposition.
Yeah.
You said it took all day.
It did.
We're not going to have all day.
We're not
Well,
gonna have all
no,
day.
he can pre-make it and then he can bring it.
I
and then
could,
make
yeah. Well, I do have some
It's
dessert
just-
ones I could bring. The apple
just
pierogies, I
signing
could bring
them
the
up.
dessert.
It's
Yeah.
just no. I think what we'll do is
I could
for
operate
now-
a food truck for the weekend. Just do a pierogi truck.
No, what we'll do for the cabin, I think right now is we'll definitely plan on Saturday morning breakfast. We're
Yes.
we're
Family
definitely gonna
breakfast.
do that. Yeah.
Bacon.
And
Lots of bacon.
We'll plan on our, as is tradition, when we leave Friday, we'll do a lunch and then drive up, and then maybe we'll have like a nice dinner on Friday night to kick the weekend off, and then Saturday morning breakfast, and then I think after that we just need to see where it goes.
Yeah,
kind of, just like Johnstown, right? Like, let's just see where it goes.
Is anyone up for like a Wim Hof cold plunge in the lake?
I'll do it.
I'm totally into that. Yeah, exactly. Get all high from breathing and stuff, you know?
It's gonna be a no for me.
Hop in the lake.
Oh, come on, man.
Be a no
It's
for
actually
me.
Are you
really
pulling me
good
out
for
when
you,
I have a
Dana.
heart attack?
No,
good
it's
for
good
you.
for you. It's good for you.
I know it is. It's good
It's
for
good for your
circulation.
immune system, your
And,
cardiovascular system,
inflammation.
inflammation,
Yeah.
Inflammation.
hangovers. It's great. It's spectacular for everything. You know why Wim Hof never gets a cold? Because he goes into the cold.
That's
That's
I
why
don't
he
know who
never
this
gets a
is.
cold.
I
You don't know
don't
who
know
Wim
Wim
Hof
Hof?
is?
No.
Oh, we should
Oh,
get him
you
on the
can't-
podcast.
Yeah. Wim would be great.
I'll be like, hey, who are you?
He would respond back in a funny way, like, "Who are you, Danny?" Like, I guarantee he would.
I'd be like,
he would.
damn, I never thought of it that
I never
way.
thought of it that
Oh
way.
my
God. Do you have actually? That is a good question. Like, do any of you guys, in a funny way, have guys you would like to interview on our podcast that have nothing to do with hockey?
Goggins.
Wim Hof would be a funny one.
David
Goggins.
Goggins would be sick.
100% Goggins.
I want Goggins to come on and yell at us.
Oh God, I could already see how
Why
it starts.
Why are you only playing beer league? Why aren't you in the NHL?
I know. Why you stupid motherfuckers drinking beers on Monday nights? Why can't you go run? Well, I don't want to run. Well, can you? Your legs work? Yeah, our legs work. You got shoes? Yeah. You got a road near you? Yeah. Then you can run.
Like, well, damn. I guess I gotta get my shoes on.
I guess I gotta go put my shoes on. I'll see you guys later. Like you just go
All right,
one by one.
all right,
and
Mr.
yells at
Goggins, we got to cut this interview short. We're all going to go run.
Yeah, we're all gonna run. He's gonna.
This has been great. I'll see you later.
Actually,
10-minute episode.
Yeah, all right.
dude, and then the worst thing, as we're running, we'll hear him laughing behind us somehow.
No,
Just
he'll
tormenting.
pass us.
Yeah,
No, he'll be
tormenting
behind
us.
us laughing and then passes. Like,
Yeah.
ha motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, actually, I'm starting to get a little toasty wearing this sweater. That's good for this pond tournament. Do we have any idea what the weather's going to be like up there?
Hopefully
freezing.
Hopefully cold.
15s,
Yeah,
teens,
hopefully I don't
maybe
fall through
20s?
the pond.
Yeah.
Hopefully
You
cold.
won't fall.
I
through
don't
the
think you have to worry
pond.
about that, damn.
We could rope all of us together. That way, if one falls in the pond, we'll like be able to save each other.
That'll work really well while we're
Yeah.
playing hockey. Yeah.
Polar plunge.
Beers and a lot, chain gang. This would
Yeah.
be great.
Sinking all the way to the bottom of the
Yeah,
lake.
I know. Bottom of the standings and bottom of the lake.
Bottom of the
Come on, man.
More than likely, yes. Although you are talking to a pond champion.
Yeah, but indoors.
Indoor
It wasn't a real
pond
pond.
champion.
It wasn't a real
Indoors.
pond. Okay.
All right, so
Indoors.
True.
right now is 30 degrees. In
Oh, but it's warm.
Newfoundland,
It's
PA.
unseasonably warm.
It's
right
been
now.
warmer, yes.
It's been warmer.
I'm looking at the averages, right?
Yes.
So the average temperatures the first week in February up there, mid 30s in the highs and low 20s at night.
All right, then.
So you figure
So toasty.
that's well, no, that's the coldest
Yeah, that's
time
cold.
of year. Like I'm just looking at January.
Are they
Yeah.
providing? Are they providing firewood
For what?
for a
For
bonfire
fires?
For where?
at our cabin?
Yes, they do have
At our
firewood.
dope ass cabin.
They do have firewood, yes.
Nice.
And there's also a gas fireplace outside. There's a fire pit and a gas fireplace.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Do we get charged per like
negative.
propane tank?
No.
Nope.
It's all
Oh,
Negatory.
nice. We're using that all up.
It's all included.
Well, there's going to be warming areas and stuff like on the pond too, I'm sure. Not on the pond, but
they're going to
near
have
the
like
pond or whatever.
fire pits near the pond.
That's
and
sick.
They have
Yeah.
all kinds of other stuff going on there. They have tents with bands.
Do they provide beer?
Food trucks. Labatt's is there, but it's
there.
You gotta. It's cash, right? Like whatever.
Okay.
But they have like keg curling, axe throwing.
Oh,
At 1 year they had like some sort of ice golf game going on, something or other. If you're not in the pond hockey tournament, they had like a rink set up for public skating, so kids and families could just show up and skate on the pond while everything else was going on. So it's an ice fest. It's not just the
that's
hockey
badass.
tournament, right? Like
Oh,
they've been announcing like the bands and the musical acts. So there's like music all day. Like
nice.
It looks sick. Yeah, can't wait. 3 weeks.
So because we got these sweaters, we're doing more, right?
Yeah. Oh
We're-
no,
we're
this is
doing
not the
more.
only thing we're doing with these sweaters.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be making use of these. Don't you
Like-
worry.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, I'm ready
I haven't
already.
even been to the first event. When are we going to Lake Louise?
Well,
My wife was saying like you guys
well.
should go up to the Lake Placid one. I'm like, oh,
All right.
that would be cool. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
If you're signing me up, I'm in.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
No, I think it's safe to say we're going to use these a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna use it.
I want to play pickups now. Like, I need to find some pickups so I can use this.
Yeah, right.
Just fucking go out there, like switch halfway, right?
Yeah.
I
Wear
have a
both of 'em.
dark now that fits me.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
So, should we talk about Chris Bourque?
We should talk about Chris Bourque.
Yes.
That's you. That's Johnny and Riggs's domain there. But
Chris Bourque. His number is number 17.
Yep.
Is being retired by the Hershey Bears this
Number
week.
17 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts. Yes.
this week, yes.
Yes, Saturday, I
Uh,
believe.
Chris Bourque, probably one of the best American Hockey League players ever.
Oh,
I'll
absolutely.
Say,
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah. Without doubt.
That guy, whenever I would go up to Hershey and he was still playing there, he would play one of the point positions on the power play. No clearing attempt would get by him. None. They try to put it off the glass, he'd knock it down. They try to put it in the middle, he just skate over and grab it. Like no,
Go get it.
he just no clearing attempt would get past him at all. It was amazing. And then he was a goal scorer in the American League.
mhm.
You know, bounced around the NHL a little bit, whatever. But
He only played 51 NHL games. Like he played like barely 50. Like it's definitely less than 60. I feel like it's like barely 50s.
Now, did he stay in the AHL?
So he went over to Germany to play for a little bit.
right.
He took a KHL contract before years ago, like when the KHL was a little more, respectable.
Yeah.
And then he bounced around in Germany, and I think I want to say like he played in the Swedish league. But he has almost like, I'm not looking at it. I feel like he almost has like 800 AHL points, a lot more assists, but like he was a point machine. Like he had a few like 90-point seasons with the Bears. He was good, man. He really was.
I want to redo my question here.
Okay.
Did he stay with Hershey?
Oh,
in
the whole time.
AHL?
No.
Did he stay with Hershey?
No.
He played.
Okay, so he
the
bounced
bulk
around
of his,
in the AHL too.
Well, he played like I would say a good chunk of his games with Hershey, and then I know he was with the Hartford Wolfpack for a little bit.
Well, and each time he moved, right? Like he got picked up by
Yeah.
a different National League team. So,
Yeah.
Obviously like he was with Washington, so he's down in Hershey. He played a few games for Washington. When he went to New York, he ended up at Hartford. He was with the Pens organization for a little bit too.
Yep. He was
He
the
just
Wilkes-Barre.
kind of cycled around like that, right? And always sort of ended up back with Washington and Hershey every once in a while. It seemed like every time I was going up there, especially when my son was younger and playing up there in the mites stuff or whatever, it was always like Bourque was there, to the point where
that's pretty interesting.
Actually saw Ray Bourque there, his dad,
right? Yeah,
a couple times. So yeah,
has the GM changed a lot, or has the same GM? Did he have like kind of like a place in his heart for Chris Bourque? That's why he kept coming back, or
I don't know about that. I just think I don't know. I mean, he came up with Washington, right? And so maybe at that time they liked him and they just kept bringing him back. I don't know, but he never stuck in the National League, right? Like
no.
He would come up and he'd be a bottom 6 guy, maybe not even dress a lot of games, and then he'd be sent back down. And in the American League, he's a friggin' all-star. Like,
he's one of those weird enigmas. Like he never seemed like he could play in the N level for whatever reason. But
do you think
you put him in the American League and he was just a phenom? Like,
do you think it was
great?
It was the time frame that he was kind of around, because like maybe now we're seeing like Cole Caulfield and now Connor Bedard's coming up, like shorter guys.
Well, you can say
they're getting they're getting a little more space. They're getting a little more space, and do you think he would maybe thrive a little bit better in the NHL now, or
no? I'll say no, because
you think he just had something whenever he went to the NHL that
I think it was a processing thing. He was elite at the AHL level, but at the NHL, when they're all like a half step better, a half step smarter, kind of either knowing what you're going to do or going to block you from what you're going to do.
Right.
He just couldn't
make that
do it. Because even with Washington and the few games he was with Pittsburgh, they wanted to put him in top 6 opportunity.
Yeah, they wanted him to play
and he just
scoring roles. Like they wanted him up, driving offense like he was in the American League, but he just couldn't do it.
And the thing that sucks, I'm sure maybe part of it too, like I'm sure there was a little pressure being Ray Bourque's son. There had to be like a little bit there. I'm sure.
Not insignificant.
Yeah. So I'm sure it wasn't easy, like growing up with that, but I mean, good for him. He made I think he made a decent chunk of money, playing in the AHL and then even playing overseas and whatnot. So
yeah,
good for him. And he was skating with like the Bruins alumni like a little while ago. They had some of
Oh yeah,
it was
that's
like
the other
club
like he was with.
Yeah, he was at Boston. He was at Boston
for a little bit.
He was at Boston, Washington, Pittsburgh. I feel like there's one other.
I forgot he had a stint with Pittsburgh.
That was funny. Yeah. That was funny because the Caps were like up against cap room, so they put him up like a few games. He didn't pan out very well. They put him on waivers because he had to get sent back to the AHL. Pittsburgh picked him up. He played like 4 games with the Pens, and I remember one game he just like blew a tire, and it was like so bad, and everyone teased him. And then Pittsburgh's put him back on waivers because they were gonna send him to Wilkes-Barre, and Washington claimed him and put him back in Hershey,
back home.
And then he went to Boston. He played with Providence. He came up with the Bruins, and like I remember him being interviewed on like NHL on the fly one night because he like contributed to a game-winning goal or scored a game-winning goal, something like that. Like he was there, and they interviewed him, and he had a good talk. And then like in 10 games, he was back down in Providence. So, yeah, good career though. Short King doing his thing.
I have a great photo of Johnny and Chris Bourque out in the parking lot of Giant Center in Hershey.
We were arguing before the game. We went down, Eric and I, and we were watching him take warm up, and he looked sick because he didn't have a helmet on, of course. So he was like out for the hair skate. Yeah, both leagues are trying to abolish that. They're trying to abolish that. I don't know how I feel about that.
That sucks.
I get it. It's a safety thing. I'm not going to complain too much. Anyway, So Eric and I were like yelling at each other because I was like, that guy is like 3 inches taller than me.
I was
And he
like,
goes,
no, man.
He goes, you are high. There is no freaking way. And we took a photo, and I'm not far off. Like we are.
No. All right, I'm gonna find.
He's not
it.
a foot taller. He's not a foot taller.
Yeah, he is. I'll find it. I'll find it. And
Go ahead.
We're gonna
Go
post
ahead.
that. We're gonna
Go
post that. Yeah. That'll go on all social medias
That's
and
fair.
Discord.
That's fine. That's
Well, there's episode 126 for you. Thank you so much for listening. We always appreciate it. Hey, if you enjoyed listening to this show, then maybe tell your friends, your teammates about it. Most podcasts grow through word of mouth, so telling some folks would help us out a lot. Thanks. And hey, if there's something you'd like us to talk about, come on into Discord and tell us about it, or check out beersandalot.com, and you can find some contact info there and get in touch with us. We'd like to hear from you. But no matter what, you'll hear from us next week. We drop episodes every Wednesday. We'll see you then.